welcome. So we're going to come into our sit here, sitting cross-legged on our cushions or without, gently connecting with that cushion or the floor here. You can take your hands and literally move that flesh out of the way so that you feel your sit bones connecting to the floor, to the earth, essentially like two prongs. So if you just kind of gently wiggle back and forth, you can feel those sit bones, right? Those points. Okay? Some of us have more flesh there than others, so just kind of grind it on down and find that foundation. That's where we begin, is those sit bones. So finding the equilibrium and the balance there in those sit bones. Okay, nice deep breath. So I was thinking about what I wanted to provide today, share today, and I was feeling quite nervous about what to share. And then I was given such a wonderful surprise. Today is my beloved sister, Sharuna Moonchild's birthday, and so it became very clear to me what today's practice was going to be. So this morning we are going to sit in reverence of the Great Mother, inspired by Sharuna's birthday and all of the love and great mothering she's given to me over the years has just filled me with so much love and warmth and such good feeling and nurture that I wanted to honor that friendship and that bond that we have created virtually through this medium, because it is palpable and it is strong, and I love her dearly. So let's come into sit, shall we? Sitting up nice and tall. Bring your hands to your knees here. Bring the backs of your hands to your knees. Take a nice deep inhale. And I'm going to lean in and turn down the music that is now playing a commercial. So this is the fun part of class where we recognize that sometimes there's distractions, la la, like commercials. So we'll come back to our sit, sitting up nice and tall. Good. Placing the backs of our hands on the tops of our knees, engaging the sit bones here, balancing out the sit bones. And go ahead and extend here, lifting the chest, okay? A nice long stacked lift, okay? So if you imagine the vertebrae here inside the body, you know how the vertebrae are stacked one on top of each other, yes? All right. And in between the vertebrae, there's space in between the vertebrae. Just like there's space in between our breath. Yeah, and the space in between the vertebrae can become compressed. Often. This is so interesting. It's like coming together for me in this moment. But the space between our breaths also can get shortened and what's the word? Squeezed, confined, pressured. So it's our job here to open up those spaces. Good. As we inhale, we lengthen the spine, reaching up through the crown and grounding out through our sit. Right, grounding out through our tail. Good, reaching up through the crown here. We elongate the spine. We make space in between the vertebrae, lengthening the body. Good. And as we exhale We ground. We drop into the earth here. We allow the body, its weight. Yes, feeling that deep groundedness here, connecting. So think of yourself here as, what I like to think of is that I'm plugging in, literally plugging in, right? So my sit bones are like a plug-in, and my crown chakra, or my extension here at the top of my head, is like an antenna, if you were, and it's all connecting to itself. So source to source, yeah. Beautiful. Good. We're going to drop our fingertips to the sides here, and we're going to inhale, draw the hands all the way up. Good. On your exhale, gently float those arms down as if you're moving through space here. You can feel the energy around your arms. You feel the space around your arms, the atmosphere, the extension beyond your fingertips. Good. With your breath, as you inhale, all the way deep into the belly. Good. And exhale. One more time. Inhale. And exhale, float those arms down. Good. Come all the way up, bringing your breath all the way in to your fullest capacity here, bringing the breath all the way in. Good. Now hold, reaching all the way up. Drop your shoulders as you exhale. Really drop those shoulders. Do you see the difference there? When I was lifting my arms up, I'm just going to take a moment to pause here, and you can continue with your own repetition of breath, okay? So continue that flow, inhaling on the up and exhaling on the down. But I want to show you this piece of posture, okay? So as we inhale, our tendency here is to bring our shoulders up, right? And that's fine. We can work ourselves into that extended, almost exaggerated place, but eventually we want to drop those shoulders away from the ears, okay? So what are we doing? For one thing, we're framing the face a bit better, right? It looks a lot prettier, doesn't it, than this? This is the dance teacher in me, right? Because you don't run around class, you know, in your kicks with your shoulders up into your ears. It looks terrible. So there's that, okay? But really what we're doing is we're making space here. We're dropping the shoulders. We're elongating the spine. We're creating a much more stable system in our spinal structure. Yeah, and we're relaxing. We're bringing all that tension down. We're allowing the weight of our shoulders to ground out and release. So here we go. Drop the shoulders. Inhale again into the chest. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Good. All right, one more time. Inhale, come all the way up. And then this time as we exhale, we're going to come down into a twist, okay? So we're going to bring the right hand in front of us, and the left hand goes behind, and your gaze is then over that back shoulder, okay? Right. And just continue to work with your breath here. Notice if it speeds up or slows down. Mine right now is speeding up because I'm thinking beyond where I'm at. So I was noticing that. So stay in the space that you're in here. Yeah? There's no need to think ahead. Okay, and we're going to inhale, come back to center. And as we exhale, we're going to come down over to the right side with the left hand in front and the right hand behind. And our gaze over that back shoulder again. Go ahead and drop those shoulders. Good. And release any tension here in the thighs. Do you feel yourself, holding a muscle here, holding a particular area in your body? Take notice of that holding and breathe into that space. And as you exhale, allow that holding to dissolve with that exhale. Good. Good. On your next inhale, draw the hands all the way back up. And as we exhale this time, come down through the heart center here. Taking a moment to pause, bringing the hands right here to your heart center. Good. And we're just going to take a moment to set an intention for today's practice. Your intention may be to simply explore and to be curious about this class or this video. Your intention could be to walk through the entire day in love and in compassion to your fellow human being. Your intention may be to open up your hip joints because Lord knows being on your period is tough times, okay? So whatever it is, whatever intention you're setting, just set it now. Beautiful. Go ahead and drop your hands again. Here we go. We're going to inhale, come all the way up. And exhale. We're going to drop forward this time, bringing our heart center here to the floor. This is where it gets tricky when I'm shooting a video by myself. But I want you to come down to the floor here as much as possible, okay? And I'm going to keep my voice up, and I'm going to talk you through this. So as we come forward, fundamentally, there's a few things that we want to keep in mind here. Our posture, okay? So maintaining the sit is very important. Yeah. And as we inhale, bring our arms up here. We're going to drop the shoulders just like we talked about before, dropping those shoulders, squaring off. And as we come into the forward bend, we're going to lead with our heart center here, okay? So as we come forward, we stay grounded in our sit bones, and we lead with that heart center. Yeah? All right. Good. Good. Go all the way down. Bring your heart center as far down as you can. Okay? And remember here, as we come into forward bends, the idea is to breathe into and relax into your extension, okay? And be mindful. Yoga is about allowing. It's not about forcing. And so much of life is the same way. So much of birth and death and all the stuff in between is the same way. It's about allowing. And so I caution you to not force yourself too deeply into any posture, because when we use that push behind our movement, it can cause injury, and it often does. And yoga is not meant to be painful per se. It's a mindset in which allows you to work through the discomfort and for you to learn something within that discomfort. But one of the principles that I believe to be true of this practice is to do no harm. And that means to do no harm to yourself first, which means to be gentle and compassionate always, from our place of origin, which is what we perceive now to be this container, this container, what I discussed earlier is our meat sack. You can still sit in forward bend if you'd like, or you can come on up now, come back up into your sit. But our experience through this vessel requires us to take care of it. And I know that many of you are very conscientious about that. And so let's get to the place where we're so conscientious that we're not only thinking about what we're eating and drinking and all that, but we're thinking about we're conscious about what we're thinking, and what we're feeling, and how we're vibrating. So that was a bit of a diatribe. Let's go back to our sit and come again into alignment. Inhale, draw the hands up, and exhale down. I'm going to go ahead and close this small warm-up practice because we are going to transition into our goddess flow next. Between now and the next video, which will be my goddess flow dedicated to Sharuna, like I said, take the time to work now individually with yourself, and to do some stretches that feel comfortable to you. My favorites are child's pose early in the morning, a nice open sit here to kind of warm up the hips. Cat-cow is a wonderful way to get the spine lubricated and just warmed up. So take a moment to do what feels good to your body so that you've got some blood flowing a bit before we start the goddess flow. We will be starting standing up at the top of our mats, and I will have music in the background for the goddess flow because that's my jam, and so I'll try to keep it pretty low so you can hear me, and we'll just hope that this next one is as good as the first few and you guys are enjoying this. So thanks again for all your support, you guys. I really appreciate you. So next up is goddess flow.